Here's my thin limb and thick limb yellow birch bows that I'm going to till it tomorrow. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I cut the string grooves in. Tillering this morning. Good morning. It's April 28th. I have 2 yellow birch bow blanks. They're fire hardened. It's the first time ever using yellow birch. I heard different things about yellow birch, that you needed a thicker limb design. Well, this one here has a little thicker limb design. This one has one like I would use on a hickory bow, nice and thin. Tape it down. I had put buffalo horn tips on. Okay, the other night I couldn't sleep. 4 o'clock in the morning. I cut the string grooves, polished them up a little bit. They look good. So today we're going to get them to bend, and we're going to see what kind of weight we come up with, first time ever using it, and how far I can get the draw length on these. You can see the back set we have from fire hardening this. Now we're going to start the tillering process. We're going to go down past level a little bit, and I have the fade outs marked. I have 3/4 of an inch from the string groove marked as a tillering mark, and that is at the end of the buffalo horn tips, and then I have a center mark in between those 2 points. So if we put our straight edge up and we look to check out the bend we're starting to get, okay, and we got a little bend going on here, and we got a little bit of a low spot from here to here. Okay, let's go check out the other side. Micro tillering process, what this allows you to do is to get a nice bend without stressing any specific part of the limbs. We got a bigger bend here, it's bending more here, and over here to here, there's nothing bending. Okay, see that? It's a flat spot. So we're going to remove material from those flat spots to get a nice even bend. We're going to try and distribute, before we go down any further, distribute the pressure on the limbs equally as not to stress any part of the bow. This is a long, tedious back and forth process. I took some material off where I marked underneath the flat spots, and this limb was bending a little more, so I took a few strokes off of there. Let's see if we can notice a difference. Okay, we have a fairly even bend now going across. There's a little tiny bit of a low spot on the outer here. Just a little bit. Let's see what we got over here. Okay, we've got a nice bend going on here, but it's still stiff from here to here. So we're going to take a little bit off. We have a nice bend going on here now. Let's check the other side out. We have another nice bend going on, but we still need material off of the end. Okay, see the end here? This end from here to here. Gotta remove material in there. I'm trying to get it so you can see it, but I'm just gonna hold it for now. Okay, we're getting it. We need a little bit more from here down to here, a little bit off here. We need a little bit off this part here. Okay. After I make this adjustment, we're going to go down a couple inches and maybe even check the weight. I know it's really boring going back and forth, but hopefully you're stuck with me. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we got this mirror image from here to here and here to here. On each side, because there's a center mark, it's bending perfect. Same from here to here. We got a mirror image finally. Okay, and that means we can go down another inch. Bending beautiful. Bending beautiful. Go down another inch. Bending beautiful. Bending beautiful. See over here. Bending beautiful. That's the idea of the micro tillering, distributing the weight evenly. As we go down, we can go down another inch. Now what we have to watch out for is the weight, because it's going to be heavy and we got to reduce weight. Okay, just for a reference point, we're roughly at 21, the actual draw length of 21 inches here. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the pounds and then see if we have to remove, how much material we got to remove. Okay, we got 41 pounds. Going to go for a 45-pound bow. So I'm going to reduce probably about 30 strokes on each limb, and then we'll see what it weighs and check it out again. Just so you know, even though on the right-hand side I have with a 2-inch handle the actual draw length, that those marks now with a long string are nothing but a reference point, so we can keep going back to the same spot. Once we get a string on with brace height, then it becomes the actual draw length that we're trying to achieve. Okay, I took 30 strokes off. The only thing that has me concerned, when I took off the cambion had spots on it which looked like bug holes. And when I peeled it off, I had these pristine backs, with the exception of I have these dimples. They're not holes, they're just dimples, little dimples in the wood. And I'm hoping that we can get it to string on and to draw length, and these dimples won't affect anything. But we'll see. I'm going to go over now and see how much pounds we have and check did 30 even strokes on both sides. Let's check out the bend. The bend still looks very good, excellent. Let's check out the other side. Bend looks very good. Okay, we're going to go down another inch. Check it out. Beautiful bend going on here. The micro tillering held up, and we have another beautiful bend going on here. So now we got to see how far we got to go down before we can get a string on. We got to go down quite a bit yet. So I have a feeling we need more weight reduction. We're going to pull it down to in between the 22 and 23 and see what we get for a reading on the weight. We got 39 pounds, and we don't have a string on it yet, so I'm going to reduce some more weight. Took some sandpaper and I rounded the edges on the belly and remarked them We're just going to check this bend at this 22-inch mark here. And let's see if anything jumps out. We still got that perfect bend going on. How I do even strokes is on the belt sand, I put my palm on it and I go back and forth, tip to fade out evenly. I do 15 on each side in case where I'm standing on one side or the other, there might be a little angle that I'm not noticing. Let's check out this one. Okay, look, we got a nice bend going on there too. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to see what weight we got at this 22. Okay, we got 31 pounds, 31 pounds. So we're going to start going down again, seeing how far we can get down if we can get a string on it. So let's go down to this 23-inch mark here. Let's check out the bend. Just take a look, take a good look. Seems to be bending very good. Okay, what we want to do is come down to we're almost at the point where we could put a string on it. We're going to go down another inch or two, go down another inch. Still got a nice bend going on. And I think it's okay that the inners are a little stiffer at this point in time. I like that. Okay, got a good bend going on. I'm going to get a ruler and measure from here to here and see the distance, just to see if they're bending even. Now we're going to see how the bend is, if it's even or not. Should be very close. Okay, we got 1.5. Got 1.5. The limbs are bending even. I'm going to do one more weight check, and then we're going to put a string on. I usually can tell what side of the bow the string will favor for the top and the bottom limb. This one is close, so we have to string it up, pull it back, and look at it. It's rough getting old. Let's get the ruler here. Let's check out the marks from the fade outs to see how it's bending. We have a 6-inch brace height, which is good. From that fade out here, we have 7. From the fade out here, we have 7.25. This limb, what we're going to call the top limb, is bending a little more. We're going to the middle. It's 6.75, and this is only 5. Okay, so we got to make this limb bend more. We're going to take material off of this limb to try and get them evened out. Okay, so I'm going to go back and forth a few times, not to drive you crazy. So these tillering marks are really good because this limb needs to bend more. And when I measured from here to here, it needs to bend more from actually here, the outer inner down. So it gives you an indication of where you have to work to get it to bend, just for get the string even. And then we'll do some more micro tillering once we get the string even. Okay, going back and forth about 7 times and using the tillering marks. And the other thing too I wanted to bring to your attention is sometimes if you measure from the fade out to the string, you got to make sure that the thickness of the fade outs are the same. Otherwise, you got to take them down to make sure that they're even. And you don't want to create a hinge. You want it thicker at the fade out, going thinner. Okay, but sometimes you have to make sure that that thickness matches each side. Okay, so here we are. We're like starting over again. We're going to put it on the tillering stick and we're going to actually go down to draw lengths, actual draw length measurements, and we're going to check the pounds and check the bends. As I took down material, I rounded the edges and I drew the lines, and I've been exercising the limbs and I've been coming back to what I believe to be under a 20-inch draw. And let's see what we got as far as a bend, how it looks. Okay, that's actually a 20-inch draw, and we got a nice bend going on. Draw, we got a nice bend going on. We're going to see what the pounds are at that 20-inch draw. Now 20 inches is not really stressing anything on this wide limb bow. We're good. We're going to see what 20 inches is. Okay, we got 30 pounds, which seems to be within the range. Now we're going to go down to my 26 and a half, and I'm going to be watching it. We're going to slowly, I'm actually watching the limbs. Got 43 pounds at 26 inches. 43 at 26 inches. I'm going to stop and I'm going to play the video and look at the limbs again myself right here. Just want to tell you, I put this post, this 4x4 in last night. So if you're looking at the video with the limbs bending and it looks like it's not bending in line with the siding on the house, well, it's not, because the post is the leaning post of tillering. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a handle on this, shape it, and we're going to shoot it a little bit, or I'm going to just shape it anyway and maybe take 1 or 2 shots in the yard. And then we're going to do the other bow that's a thin limb bow and see if the thin limb holds up. Just want to show you, I shaped the riser. It came out really nice. Since the limbs are thicker, I kind of tapered it in and transitioned the fade out in a little bit to match the best I could. I always like cutting a shelf in, and over here my thumb goes down a little bit. This is right underneath. The edges are rounded where my hand goes. I shape the tips. The top tip is pointier. Okay, the bottom tip is rounder. I won't bore you with me tillering the other bow, but we're going to try and get the both of them tilled and shaped like this, and we're going to shoot them both. I won't show you me tillering this, but there's an important thing that I want to mention. That it is very important that you don't go down too far. You just bring it level and a little below level. Because if, like for here, for example, you see the big dip here? The big dip here that you can scratch out the bottom, and you got to take this out so this bends, this part here. If you pull this down any further, you may not notice that. But early on, you want to get that bend and the pressure distributed even. That's all. Just want to tell you, it's very important that you only go down a little bit at first. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have the other bow perfectly tilled and shaped. This is the thin limb yellow birch. Shape the tips. Okay, this is the thicker limb yellow birch. Shape the tips. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do a little shooting with them. I'm sharing the string because I grabbed the string out of the grab bag that matches. I got some 500 spine arrows, and then I'm going to just see how they shoot, and I'll tell you about it. Let's see how many pounds this thin limb one is at my draw length. Well, guess what? The thin limb one didn't hold up, and it was 40 pounds, 40.6 pounds. That's what it was when I was pulling it back. I pulled it back several times. So this test was to see if a thin limb yellow birch, if yellow birch could be made thin limb like a hickory bow. And I guess the wood does not stand up to it. So let's string up that thick limb one and we'll see what happens. Like I said earlier, that was the test to see if yellow birch could be made with a small thinner limb design, and apparently not. So let's see how many pounds this one is, the bigger limb, at my draw length. Pull it back one more time. And I had this one on a tillering stick back to 28, just so you know. £41 pounds, okay? Just like it was before, 41 pounds. So I'm going to do a little shooting with this. And on a good note, I got 2 more keychains out of the tips of that bow. I put a lot of time in just to see if that would, because I always know that they make yellow birch with a little wider limb. And I just wanted to see if it would hold up with the thinner limb. And it's a pleasant wood to work with. It's easy to cut, easy to sand, very smooth. So let's take some shots. Okay, let's see how this bow performs. And after you had a bow break, or if you're joking around, breathe in, shoulders up, breathe out, shoulders down, focus, try to be a shooting machine. Okay, shot over to the right, but I do have a big cutout here. Let me shoot it again. See if I group. May have to build the pad out a little bit. Matter of fact, let me shoot this a little more upright. Okay, that's the trick. This one, I cut it out past center. It's got to be a little more upright than normal. Okay, now I'm going to focus and see if I get a 3-arrow group. Very fast. These are very light arrows. Okay, I'm going to go show you the 15-yard group. They're shooting pretty high and fast. So I'm pretty happy with the performance. Let's check it out. Okay, we shot high. I put the tip on the bottom of this bear. On the bottom, and they shot high. And I got some good penetration, 40 pounds. I could hunt with this. Okay, so we're going to shoot one more round. It shoots well. I'm pleased with it. And these limbs are a little wider. And I'll tell you what they are in a minute. These limbs are 1 3/4 inches at the fade outs. And they're tapered down. So I believe if you're going to use yellow birch, they should be at least 1 3/4 inches. So definitely the thinner design don't hold up. So now we're going to take a little more. Now that I know it shoots high, I'm going to take a couple of more shots. I'm going to try looking down the arrow and putting the point on that bear. Okay, right there. These are shooting so fast, I'm going to shoot that deer target that's by the bag that's 20 yards. And I'm going to put the tip like a soda can below the belly to see if it rises up into it, because it's just super fast. Not bad. Let me shoot another one there. Okay, let's go check it out. And the test was to see if I can get away with thinner limbs, and I can't. But let's check out the arrows. Let's see how it's shooting. Okay, this is like 17 yards. And this is 20 yards, and I put the tip like a soda can below, and I'm touching arrows. So you can't get any better than that with just making a bow, tillering it. So once again, this is my yellow birch bow. The wood was brought to me by my friend Chris. He has it on his property. And does it make a good bow? Yeah, it makes a really nice, fast shooting bow. And the test was, can you make a thin limb? No. So the limbs are 1 3/4 inch wide at the fade outs, and they're tapered down. And this is 66 inches, and I had it drawn back to 28 on the tillering stick. So it's a good bow. I'll probably take this hunting. And that's the end of that's the end of this video. Every day that you wake up is a great day. Get out and shoot. Make a bow. Go to Shannon Outdoors and buy that fire hardening video so you could try different woods like I'm doing.